Hi, folks. Just another one right quick to respond to people's request that I continue to do tens. I will, but now what's happening is well, just I do things as the day goes, and so what I'm trying to do right now is get a hold of Nick Fackler and get involved in the shooting of his next Icky Blossoms video, and so I just wanted to share a little bit of what I've been listening to, which includes some of my tens. I just wanted to say again that it's been such a pleasure listening to music, and I've been ABing a little bit with the turntable and CD, and it's just, man, it's really true, and I had forgotten about how the physics of what the record is laying on and the harmonic quality that is added by those clamps that people put on top of their records. That's not bullshit. I don't have one. Probably will get one or make one eventually, but that solid connection to everything physically literally makes the sound fuller, bigger, more present in a way that cannot be reproduced on CD. That's what's cool. CD digitally is very accurate, but you can digitally reproduce what I just explained, but it doesn't feel the same. Physics. So anyway, right now I'm listening to another one of my albums that I consider a 10 for me. And again, I just went buck wild with this. Originally, Jim and Mrs., you had a criteria that you were looking for specifically, which I pretty much didn't even I barely noticed it. It's like I just went with it, but I'm glad I did, and apparently some of you folks are too, because I'm showing you records that mean a lot to me. And yeah, there's a lot of these records that some of you have never heard, and even if after you hear them you don't like them, you heard them and you needed to. It's time to learn about a little bit more than I'll do one. It's time to learn more about, say, no, I won't. This is a 10 for me, and it sounds wonderful. This is the reissue on 180 gram. I'm playing it now. It's just, I had it up loud for a minute. So wonderful. This is my favorite U2 album. Boy, this is a 10 for me. This is before Bono really had control of his voice, and in a way I like that. And the original excitement of being in a band and feeling like we have something to prove, it's there in every song. Love this album. So I'm listening to this now. Oh, this is the inside sleeve. Really cool. This reissue is really awesome. Really awesome. Last night I did some listening, and share what I listened to last night before I went to bed. M83, I'd like to get their newer record. It's like they hit it, and then they'll have these parts where it's like, this music is for teenagers. It'll be just so obvious to me, and it kind of turns me off, But one side of this last night was glorious, and it was all instrumental, the side I listened to. Fantastic. Sounded wonderful on vinyl. I can't talk about these guys enough. Mew. I listened to 3 sides of this last night on vinyl. I really think that what they're doing is going over people's heads. I'd really like to get people to take a serious listen to this. This is really progressive rock and progressive pop. Last night I was listening to the single off of this album, Introducing Palace Players. That was the first single off of this album. And I had first noticed when it first came out how cool the drums were, but in listening last night even further to some subtleties that I wasn't hearing before, it's like, oh my God, this is very, very progressive, very inventive. Mew are badass. This is a fucking 10. Now I'll tell you what, If that's a 10, Frengers, which I don't have on CD because you can't find it for less than $100, that's an 11. Frengers by Mew is definitely one of my all-time favorite 10 albums. I pulled this out last night. This is a 10, people. I'd forgotten how good this is. Vicatamist by Grizzly Bear. My God, this sounded fantastic on the turntable. And then I'd forgotten the fact that they're on the Warp label. Warp is just the coolest label. This is so fantastic. And what's neat, they recorded it in a church. And it's like I even hear it better now with some time from when it first came out. I'm hearing things that are differently than I heard them before. And the subtleties of the recording and the sound of the room really come out on the vinyl. And this is a wonderful pressing. Again, that's the other thing about having a good turntable is, boy, it really shows you when you got a good pressing or a shit press. Listen to this again recently. I played this for a friend last weekend. TV on the Radio. Man, this is badass. 9 Types of Light. Now, I'm still not completely familiar with this whole album, so it's too soon to be trying to say whether it's a 9 or a 10, but it's damn good. Now, listen to all of side 1. And just listening to the band, the main singer's voice, interesting. I found it very interesting the way that they were playing the percussion tracks on here. Very not typical. Really, a lot of the rhythm tracks on these songs are kind of jumbled and humbled together, you know, and it's like, whoa. And then you hear the ultimate effect, and it's like, that's way cooler than a regular drum set. TV on the Radio. It sounded fantastic last night. Played this again recently. This is a 12-inch single by DJ Food, remixed by Amorphous Androgynous. And this is just really fun. On both sides. It's just really, really modernly psychedelic. Like, yeah, a little bit like being on ecstasy. This is really good. It just keeps rumbling until it's over. It's just, it's really good. I had to hear some Meshuggah on the turntable because last time I listened to the new album, I was getting ear fatigue, and you know, something just like I was just saying, the way that the grooves open up the sound so it can breathe more. I really want to get the new Meshuggah on vinyl. Love this band. I listened to Pravis, and Dancers to a Discordant System. Wow. Fucking fantastic. Fantastic. I don't know that this would be a 10 for Meshuggah for me. I like Nothing and Chaos 33. I just love that band. Now here's something I bought, and I'm still getting familiar with it. I have great regard for this band, and this is probably going to be a favorite of mine. Dungen, Skitty Out. This is fantastic. This is progressive, sophisticated, beautiful. I don't know the language, and it just don't matter to me. I can imagine, it's just the sound of his voice is all I need. But this music, fantastic. On Mexican Summer, this is a limited, numbered, out of 3,000. Fantastic. The whole first side. That's also, again, something that is a real indicator to me of how a record is hitting me. Is like, if I don't feel an inclination to take the record off, boy, that says volumes. Played one of the Radiohead remixes on the turntable, Bloom. This is the Blawan remix. Fantastic. Love these remixes. Bloom was the one last night that really worked. New Blood, Peter Gabriel. I cried. Okay. The song Wallflower off of Security. Security is definitely one of my 10s. Let me just go ahead and go with this for a minute because that album is so powerful. This album, this is a 20. This album is a 20, okay? I have the regular version, and then I have the German. The song Wallflower has always had a lot of significance to me. It's about political prisoners, but I've also been able to, the words work well for what has happened for years to a lot of people in mental institutions, where you're put in an institution not because you're ill, but because you're a nuisance or for some other reason. And the song Wallflower, last night I cried. When I saw him play it on the tour last year, it hit me. I wasn't expecting it. I just wept. Wallflower, the words are very significant to me. That's one of those songs where the words really count to me. And the version off of this last night, before I knew it, I started misting up. I actually tried not to, you know, but as I heard the words, they try to make you crazy, try to get you out of your head. Hold on, you know. Those words are deep. Even as I think about them now, it just gets to me. Because it talks about, while the builders of the cages, you know, oh man, this is just telling the story of the dilemma of the human race, which is the motherfuckers that got the advantage a long time ago have kept the advantage. And we just have to go along with it. We just have to go along with it. It's just fucked up. It's just fucked up. This is my brother. I'm going to keep talking, okay? And I'll just let him catch it, okay? Fantastic. Fantastic. I'll get it in a second. Okay, the last thing I listened to, and this is a beautiful pressing, and I really like the new Opeth. I love the new direction. Heritage just sounded great. Listened to most of this last night. But my 10 for Opeth is Still Life. I don't have it on vinyl. That's my 10 for them. Okay, so it looks like my day is about to get busy.